Hello there, this is the Fhtf Rhtr podcast, Forgetting How to Forget, Remembering How to Remember. I'd like to talk to you about Nigerian nationalism. What does nationalism mean to you as a Nigerian? That is, when they ask you if you are proud of your country, how exactly do you see your country? This is one of the reasons that the Fhtf podcast is quite necessary. You see, depending on where you're from in Nigeria, your idea of nationalism is not the same as another man's. For example, the young boy who grew up in the creeks of the Niger Delta in Warri has a very different view of Nigeria from the young man who was born and bred in Kano. In the same way, the Nigerian who has gone through several conflicts and problems in Benue State is very different from the Nigerian who has had to live through the insecurity in the Northeast. What this means is that even in terms of pride, we have different stories to share. While people in the Niger Delta will talk about the fact that they are oil-producing parts of the country, people in Kano will talk about the fact that they are the ones who bring the textile and they are the ones who had the groundnut pyramids. At the same time, people who live in Lagos will remember how it was before Abuja was made the Federal Capital Territory. All these things come together to paint a certain picture. And what is that? What it means is that Nigeria is a nation of several nationalities. And I think it is a mistake if we want to talk at ourselves as just Nigerians, as opposed to talking about ourselves as Nigerians who have gone through different stories in Nigeria. So for example, I like to know the story of the young man who is Angas from Jos and is in Nigeria. I like to know the story of the young man who is from Ogoja and is in Nigeria. I would like to hear about people from the Northwest, about people from the Middle Belt, about people from the Southeast and the South-South as Nigeria. And I think that when we can tell this story and understand Nigeria from different people's perspectives, then we will actually understand what it means to grow national pride, and we will understand how integration can work on a special level. The Fhtf Rhtr podcast says forgetting how to forget and remembering how to remember. Many of the Nigerian stories that we know are sometimes forgotten because many people do not think that they are their stories. But here on this podcast, we believe that every Nigerian story is every Nigerian story. So join us on the podcast as we talk about stories like the Warri crisis and the Jos crisis, and talk about the Zakibia massacre, and talk about the killings in Owo, and talk about things that happen and places that are so far away that most Nigerians will never be. But Nigerians can relate because they are Nigerian stories. Welcome to the Fhtf Rhtr podcast, and take this journey with us. We're good.